Welcome guys, whoever's in. So I'll do a little live stream, I've got a couple of minutes. Thought I'd jump on and have a little chat with you guys. It's been a little while. See who's in. You alright, Rob? Let's see if I can just get the chats up. Hope you're doing awesome, everyone, anyway. And I'm just sort of mishing around today. I've got a couple of new plants and I've got a day off work, so I thought I'd just jump on a live and see how everyone's doing. Hi Rob, yeah, so the move went okay, pretty much as good as moves can go, and we're kind of settled in now. We've just got a few things to unpack still. Obviously the general move went reasonably well. It's been pretty busy, to be honest. I've been working quite a bit as well. I've just been stacked out of work, and obviously moving house at the same time creates some some busy times, but yeah, it didn't go too bad. Hope you are doing all right. Most of my tanks I had in the fish room I've actually got rid of now, so I'm only down to like probably 4 tanks at the moment. But future plans, instead of getting a fish room at my house, I'm looking to do probably rent a unit somewhere and build something pretty big. So that's going to be the future plans, hopefully. I'm just looking for somewhere that I can hopefully get to rent that's reasonably cheap, because some of the units I was looking at were quite expensive, like 500, 600 a month. But you can get smaller ones. I've seen smaller ones advertised a few years ago, and they were, you know, for like 100, 200 pound a month, which were more in the price range I was looking at. Something like 50 quid a week, that'd be pretty good going. But yeah, I'm looking to do something like that hopefully soon, and I'm going to build it bigger and better this time, that's for sure. I'm going to do auto water change and all sorts of extra things that I learned from the first fish room that I had. There were stuff that I'd like to change then, but it was obviously difficult there with what's going on with the old one. Can I not build a shed or something in the garden? Yeah, possibly. I could do a similar sort of thing, but I'd rather have something that's got a longer term lease. So we're renting again now. Obviously rental markets and stuff in the UK is not overly great. The idea of the house that we had before were to stay there for a couple of years to look to mortgage somewhere. Well, hopefully that's what we'll do anyway. If that's the case, then we're looking for somewhere with a double garage that I can build into like a really big fish room. But until then, I'm thinking about maybe renting out a unit or some sort of space, office space, something like that, that I could build a fish room in. Because obviously the breeding's stopped now, which is a bit annoying, because we were doing really well in the old fish room, but I need to keep in contact with the guys that sell to, obviously, to keep in touch with them to make sure that we're going to make some money if we start breeding them again. So yeah, I've got a video coming on this week actually about this tank. I've just got a new light from Haiger. They sent me a new light out for the rainbow tank, and it just lights up the fish so much better. You can see at the top there. I've just done a review video on it. I should be putting out the video on Sunday. I'm going to start doing videos every Sunday now. Hi Jody, how are we doing? Nice to hear from you. I'm just doing a random live stream, so I haven't sort of put it up on YouTube as yet, but I was just hoping to do a bit of a quick one. I've got to pick up the children from school today, and I've got a day off, so I just thought I'd drop on a live stream for half an hour or so and just check in with everyone and see how everyone's doing. Hopefully everyone's well. I was just saying, Jody, I've just got this new light from Haiger just in the rainbow tank, and it's absolutely awesome for lighting up the fish. They've just got some sort of like iridescence to them now. They've got this new light on. You can see my rainbows are still a little sick. I've been doing the salt and other things in the tank, but I need to import some Maricin from the States. I've been to see a local fish guy. Obviously there's no veterinary help out in the UK, and they've said that I need to get like a broad spectrum antibiotic. So that's what I'm looking to do now. I'm just looking to get some of that sent over from America, hopefully, and we can get it sorted out. So what fish do I have in the 4 tanks? So this is obviously the rainbow tank, but this got sort of bombed with other fish because I did have some left when I moved from the old house. So I've got 10 zebra angels in here. There's some odd tetras in here, I'm not sure, phantom tetras I think they're called. There's about 25 gem blue ram juveniles, a shed load of rainbows. They play pretty nice, no one's been aggressive or out, but I just need to keep an eye on this bacterial problem, I think it is. I thought it was fin rot at first, but I'm not sure it is now. I think it's something a bit more serious. And then the other tanks, I've just got some Malawi fry, which I'll show you in a second. Some yellow labs. The yellow labs are literally just breeding like crazy. I've got a little tank for them guys set up. I've got some guppies and some Bloody Mary shrimp in my tiny tank. And then I've just got the Oscars in a 40 breeder for now. They're going to be moving to a bigger tank once I figure out how I'm going to fit them in. So yeah, it's not as luxurious as we had in the fish room, that's for sure. But we'll get there, yeah. Is it easy to breed German blue rams? No, German blue rams are quite difficult to do. They're easy to breed if you get a good pair. To get the eggs, it's hatching out the eggs and raising the fry that I find is the struggle. It did take me a little while to get used to that, but that was like my signature fish. That's what I just studied that fish over and over and over and just kept on going with them. Like you can see the 3 at the bottom just there. These are really good quality rams. Super hard to find them in the UK like that, and I'm not sort of like blowing my own trumpet. It's took about 5 or 6 generations to get them looking like that, where there's sort of electric blue at the back and they've got all the colours and like the turquoise iridescence around the face. It's quite difficult to find them in shops like that in the UK. But yeah, they're quite difficult to raise up rams. Only advice I'd give you is once you've got the eggs, let the parents hatch them out and then siphon the fry from the tank. Don't try and hatch the eggs. Once you siphon the fry, use the same tank water as what they were laid in, the same water that the parents live in, and then you need to keep the temperatures high. I had mine at like 83 Fahrenheit, which is like, I think it's like 30 degrees. Temperature's key for rams. You've got to keep the temperature really hot. They like it really warm, the rams, or they just fall to bits. If you've got them at like 26, 27 degrees Celsius, they just fall to pieces on you and you'll just start finding them dead. So temperature's key, and lots of like small foods. I started off mine when they were first hatched. I would culturing Infusoria. I'd usually feed them Infusoria for about a week, and then I'd do a mixture of Infusoria and Hikari first bites for about another 2 weeks. And once they're about 3 or 4 weeks old, then I was hatching out baby brine shrimp. So it's quite a technical fish to do. Not like sort of the angels where they hatch out and you can just give them brine shrimp straight away. The rainbows are fairly easy, just give them Hikari first bite straight away. They'll grow up pretty easy on that. You've just got to be a bit careful because you'll find you get runts of the litter as well. So once the fry start growing up, you'll get some of the rams that are taking the lion's share. They'll grow really fast, and then you'll get some of the rams that are like really small next to them, usually the females, and they're still on the food that you were last using. So that's why I do like the mixture of Infusoria and first bites, and then first bites and brine shrimp, and then just brine shrimp on its own, and then I move on to like small flake food. So there's loads of small flake food you can use. I like to use a Tetra one because it's just one that I can get hold of, and I do a mixture of Tetra pellets then and brine shrimp together, and that usually works out pretty nice. But yeah, they're not a bad fish to breed, but they can be a bit awkward. It's mainly raising the fry, not the actual breeding process itself. But yeah, yeah, so I got some new plants today as well. Got some of these like broadleaf swords at the back, and there's just I just got a big crypt that is down here in the corner. If I can point to it, just here where the angel is. Just picked them up today because, like I say, we're off work, so I just thought I'll go see some fish today and do whatever. How we doing, Red Laser? Nice to see you there. It's been a long time. I feel like it's been like nearly a year since I've done a live stream. It's probably been, I don't know, maybe 4 months, something like 3 months. But I appreciate you guys dropping in and sticking around because it's been a bit of a rubbish time for me in the fish room. It's nice to see you, Jody, with your new project. I was watching that last night. That's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing some updates on that. That looks like a real nice project. And hopefully you guys get on with that pretty soon and it all goes well. So yeah. But yeah, apart from that, the move's gone pretty well. I'll try and show you around a little bit as well. Obviously you guys have seen most of my house now, probably doing videos, fingers in the way. So I've just got this little tank I've set up the other day. I think this was on my last video last week with these yellow labs. Now they like to hide at the back. You might be able to see them. There's a little bit of stuff on the glass. They're a bit skittish. I've just put that massive Anubias in just to give them something to sort of swim around and hide. But these are the yellow labs just here. I think there's around 20 of these guys. I think there's 2 spawns. And I got these guys out when I was moving the tank with the Malawi cichlids in. I picked out 2 females and they just spat the fry in the net. So I didn't even know they were holding fry, to be honest. I just saw all the fry in the net. I thought, oh no. So I had to set up the little fluval breeder box that hang on the side one fairly quickly. And I just sort of kept the net dangling in the tank while I were moving the fish around. And they've just sort of survived. So there's a couple that have fell into the tank. She sort of spat them out as she was landing in the water there, but I think they're still swimming around. The lucky thing is I've got coral stone and there's a lot of holes that they can hide in and stuff, but the majority of them I got into this tank fairly quickly, so these yellow labs are pretty nice. They dart around, but yeah, they're starting to colour up now. Some of them look a bit sort of white compared to the others, so that, like, these guys look a bit more white than the one behind. I don't know if it's a little bit older and it's just got its colours quicker, or if it's just sort of a skin pigment thing, like it could be albino, I don't know. With the eyes being brown, I'm pretty sure they might just colour up yellow, but they're looking pretty nice. So this is a little tank setup anyway. I've just got an absolutely massive sponge filter in there. It's like a quarter of the tank, and then like I said, just that bit of Anubias that was floating around in my big tank, so just chuck that in. Gives them a bit of cover, and also, I mean, it won't be filtering much water, that little bit of Anubias, but it will help somewhat with water quality. And we could do a clean it glass before doing live streams, but yeah, they're doing all right. And then we've just got the where the parents are. I haven't got the lights on. It's a bit janky at the minute, so we've got the brine shrimp hatcher just down here in the stand there with all manner of wires and cables. They're doing pretty good. There's a bit of algae around. Obviously these tanks are pretty newly set up again, so I'm having some problems settling them down. You can see there's a bit of algae and stuff, and on the glass I'm scraping it as I go along. Obviously this live stream wasn't sort of planned for right now, so it's a bit unplanned, so I haven't done the glass out and done the everyone's got a nice tank thing on live stream, but I've got the peace lily at the top just here. Now I've put it here, the cats can't get to it because one of his cats likes to eat the leaves for some reason, I don't know why. And then I've just put some devil's ivy in the other pot just there. I did try using some Vallisneria in the tank as well, but they're just absolutely smashing it, the yellow labs. So I'm going to go with the terrestrial plants to help with the bioload on the water. You can just see these guys, they're just hiding a minute while I've just put the light on. So obviously these are adults. The one at the back just here, I think this girl's holding as well. She's very shy compared to the other ones. You can see these guys are males with the black fins and the egg spots on the tail. They're really healthy fish. I mean, they're doing awesome. It just looks a bit messed up, the tank, because of the move. I mean, you guys that have been watching my channel for some time now know that I don't keep my tanks like this generally. They're usually quite nice. And this is just what happens when you start getting diatom algae and stuff like that. This, obviously, the substrate we knew in the old house and then I've stirred it all up again so the sand that were underneath has come to the top, creating more diatoms, which is creating this sort of mess. I'm going to get some more coral rock. I do need to order it in at the shop where I go. You can see it's getting some algae on there. The lights are super bright because I've got the pendant lights on the top there, and they're just sort of beaming down. But on the night time, it's a fairly nice tank. I'll show you the little guppy tank. So this is one that I used to have in the old place again in the house. This is the little guppy tank. I can't remember how many litres it is. It's a little fluval tank, a Spectrum or something it's called. And it's supposed to be like a bit of a, I don't know, a shrimp tank, snail habitat, whatever. But I've just put some guppies in there. It's absolutely rammed with plants, as you can see. There's actually so many plants, the guppies are right at the front. These guys are doing awesome. You can see I've got this little Siamese guppy just here in the middle. I think that's what you call it, Siamese conjoined guppy or whatever. So that guy was born like that, and there was roughly both the same size, and then obviously the top fish has grown a lot stronger and the bottom one's just there. It's just unusual to me that they're both coloured up. So they've both got the same colours, which is strange. And these guys are pretty awesome, just a fun little tank. Obviously with the size of the tank, I have to do mega water changes all the time. I usually do it like twice a week, 2 water changes on this, just because of the amount of fish that's in here. And there's probably roughly maybe 100 shrimp as well. There's some shrimp in there. There's just one just here, Bloody Mary shrimp, and they just live in harmony really. The little guppies sort of just hide in the back, and the little shrimp hide away, and most of the adults just come to the front here. And it's just a nice little tank to be in the kitchen next to the coffee machine, and yeah, I like it. So we'll get back to the rainbows anyway. But that's it for now. I mean, I've got the Oscars upstairs. They're just in the 40 breeder that I used to use for the angelfish. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring the big tank with me, and the 6-foot one, because it just won't fit anywhere. So until we get sort of a better place, a better home to put them in, I'm kind of stuck with that for now. So I'm just going to use that. But yeah, it's nice to hear from all you guys anyway. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm not the one for doing live streams, as you guys probably know. You've all watched my videos probably a couple of times, and you know I prefer to do the film edit release type of job. It's just nice sometimes. I like to check in because I can talk to people sort of live instead of, you know, seeing a message and not being able to see it for a couple of days. Or if YouTube's sort of playing around, then I can get the message a lot later than when you guys send it over. So I might just drop some food in for these guys while you're all on. I've been using these Tetra Pro-Color. I think, can't remember his name now, from Florida uses them, but they're absolutely awesome. I use this Tetra Pro, and I've got a multivitamin thing as well, probiotic one. But you'll see these guys are pretty lively when it comes to feeding time. They'll all come to the front. It's one thing the fish love to do is eat, especially my fish, and I feed them quite heavy as well. You'll see they'll all come to the top. There's some nice colours in here, and I'm really loving this Hygge light. Like I said, I'm going to can't even talk today. I'm going to be releasing a video on Sunday. It's not a massive review video. I just wanted to show you guys what were in the box and what it comes with. If you wanted to buy it, then buy it. If you don't, you don't. It's one of them sort of things. But I just think that the spectrum on it is absolutely awesome. Now, I've got a fluval plant light in here as well. It's not actually on at the moment, but I have it near the front. And if the fluval plant light, you'll see on the video that I've just recorded yesterday, once the fluval plant light comes on, you can barely tell that it turns on when this one's on. I mean, this one is super bright. I'm yet to see how much algae it creates, probably a lot. And you don't have the ability to change like the spectrums where you can turn the blues and the reds up and stuff like that and down. It's more of a sort of click button setting thing. But I'm really happy with it. It's not actually attached to anything. It looks like it's sort of attached to the lid, but it's actually just floating. It's like a fully submersible light. So if I just put my hand in there, it's not actually attached. Look, it just floats, which I think is awesome. You can attach it. It does have like suction pad things, But we all know in the aquarium hobby that suction pads are absolutely garbage. And it doesn't matter what company makes them, whoever makes the first suction pad that works in the aquarium hobby is going to be a billionaire. So if you want to make some money, guys, definitely make that your number one project. If you want to be an entrepreneur, make some aquarium safe suction pads that don't fall off every 30 seconds, and you will literally be a billionaire, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. I mean, we've moved house, it's been stressful, as you can imagine. Me and my partner work full time. Apart from doing this Horizon fish keeping, I do have my own business as well. And my partner's a nurse as well, so we're really busy generally as a couple. So moving house was not ideal. We've got children as well at high school age, which can be challenging on its own, as most of you guys probably know, with children. So yeah, the move and having all the fish room to take down, the tanks and all that stuff were a bit of a bummer. I were a little bit upset, as you probably saw on some of the videos that I made. But I've come back around now, and it's sort of take the world as it comes, I guess, isn't it? And you've got to be positive, and positive is what I like. So we're going to be moving on and making something bigger and better, and hopefully making something a bit more like Jodie's making. That'd be awesome. I'm looking to get a unit if I can. If we could get a unit, I'd be chuffed to hell, but I'm going to do it totally different this time. I want big 4-foot tanks in there. I'm going to do auto water change. I'm not going to be messing around with the little tanks like I did last time. Auto water change is like number one on the list of things to do. I'm going to run everything off a linear piston air pump. It's going to be somewhat similar to what sort of like Corey McElroy were doing back in the day on Aquarium Core. That's sort of the structure that I'd like to build it along, sort of them sort of lines. That's going to be my future projects. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? Out or not? It's nice to see you all chatting. Thanks for sticking around, boys and girls, as well. I know some of my content's been a bit rubbish in the last couple of months, but it's difficult to film when you've got all your houses upside down. I'm sure you can appreciate that. And there will be better content coming. Like I said, when we got us head around the move, I was looking to do better content this year. I want to get to 2,000 subscribers by New Year's Eve, so that's my target. So if any of you guys know anyone that's got YouTube, please tell them to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Jodie's just been painting tanks for the last few days. Yeah, I've been there with the black paint. It's the coat after coats. It does become tedious after a little while, but when you start putting water in them, it's awesome. And project, I've just missed it. Surfing marketplace for second-hand tanks in southwest London. Yeah, that's the best thing to do if you want to build any sort of breeding projects or little fish rooms or little. I've got 10 tanks in my bedroom. That's how I started my channel off, actually. I had something similar to what I've got now. I had about 4 tanks, and then 4 tanks turned into 5, 5 turned into 6, and then all of a sudden I got the fish room going, and then I ended up with 32 tanks I think I had in the end. Now I'm back to 4 again, which is not too bad because it gives me a fresh start to go again, and I've got a hell of a lot more knowledge on types of fish I want to breed and how to set up my new fish room. So that first step is not all lost, because I've learned so much in the aquarium hobby in the last couple of years. It's unbelievable. And I'll say what most people that sort of who've been in the aquarium hobby for a long time say, it's not the fish you keep, it's the water that you keep, and that is very true. I've seen, breeding projects that I've done before. When I first started out doing the rams, and I was moving rams from one tank to another, and I sort of thought, I'll set up this little tank, it's got brand new water in it, it's going to be fine, and I'll put a cycle filter in it. But just even the smallest little temperature change or pH difference can kill 200 fry overnight. So little tricks of breeding that I learned has been helpful for me doing my projects in the last couple of years. And now I can start doing it again, hopefully on a bigger scale, with much better equipment this time. Because I was just going in with the Chinese heaters and very small air pumps and stuff like that. I think when I first started my fish room off, I had like 9 or 10 air pumps just in that little fish room, and then I had every single tank had a little Chinese heater in. And some of the videos in the past that I put out, you could see that they were failing constantly on me and overheating, and I nearly got electrocuted one night when I was doing water changes in my tanks because I put my hand in the tank. I didn't realise that the heater had smashed and it had water inside, and I sort of just got like a little buzz on my fingertips and realised the water were electrified, and that were a note that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, to turn the heater off before you put your hands in there, because that could have been pretty bad. But you got to look on the bright side, and you know, this is how you learn. Being a bit daft sometimes usually makes you learn quite quickly. So yeah. But yeah, what else have we got? I was trying to go back through the comments a little bit. So we've got Robin, Rob Legg, Red Laser, Prodigy, Jody P, all in the chats. That's nice to see you guys are here. It's just so nice to do a live stream because I haven't done one for so long, and just have the live chat is pretty good. I was thinking about doing these on a regular basis. I don't know if it'll ever work out for me, or if it's just something that I was thinking about doing, maybe just as another addition to the Horizon thing, because I like doing the video edits and then posting, but I do like being able to talk to you guys live as well. It's quite nice to do. I was thinking about setting like a certain date at a certain time so everyone knows when it's going to be, and it's going to be sort of consistent, rather than just sort of popping up on a Wednesday afternoon saying, hey look, I'm here, sort of thing. I was thinking about doing them sort of once a week maybe, and chatting to you guys live. I'm gonna have to cut it short for now, guys. Thanks for all jumping in. Hopefully you guys check out my video on Sunday. Like I said, I'm going to be posting my videos every Sunday now, and Prodigy's just saying we need more live streams that are friendly to the UK time. Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I mean, the guys that I watch, a lot of the people that I watch are US. The problem is with watching the US fish keepers in the UK is United States can get a lot more products than we can. So if you're watching people like, say, Aquarium Co-op, and then you watch someone else that buys Aquarium Co-op stuff, we can't get it imported to the UK very easily. And same like the problems that I'm having here. Basically the only medication that I can give my fish is salt. Salt's pretty much my only defense against everything, because all the stuff that we can buy in the UK is sort of herbal remedies, you know, like the almond leaf oils, tea tree oils, whatever. We get malachite green, methylene blue. That's probably the only chemical stuff. Formaldehyde's one. There's a few that are like antifungal stuffs, but they're not. It's more preventive medicines. Now, this has become a problem for me in the UK immediately. So, as a fish keeper and obviously a YouTube channel person, I'm going to be looking into seeing about some like broad spectrum antibiotics to have in the UK. I don't know who I have to contact about it, or whoever at the moment, but I am going to be doing some research into finding these antibiotics, and then everyone that watches my videos will see where they can be sourced from in the UK. Now I know you can get them from places like eBay. You can buy Fritz Marrison, stuff like that, from the States, but you've got sort of two challenges. One, the import charge is absolutely insane. So something like Fritz Marrison to get into the UK delivered, you're looking at like £50, which is like $60, which is a lot of money for some people. Some people can afford it. You know, it's not so much a big challenge for me, you know, work and stuff, but it just seems a lot of money when people in States can buy it for like $15, and it's a shame that we don't have anywhere here that can buy it, or retails it from. So I'm looking to look into that, see where we can source stuff like that from, and if it's even legal. The other challenge is we're getting it from the States. Will it even come through customs? Is it legal to come through customs if you do import it? Will customs even let it into the country? Could it be stopped? So you spent $60 on some medicine, it takes another 2 or 3 weeks to come to your door, and then all of a sudden you get a notice saying that it's been stopped at customs because it's not allowed in the UK for whatever reason. So I need to look into that as well. I'm going to try and get a lot of information together, do some research, and I'm going to bring that on a video, a totally separate video, with my findings. I don't know much I'll find out, but it's nice to know if it can be done, or even just a video just to show why we're not allowed it in the UK, to give some sort of reason to why you would have to import it from the States or somewhere else, because it is a shame, and it's a shame that we don't have veterinary help in the fish world. I mean, I don't know if you do in the States or not, but I know for a fact I've contacted probably over 20 vets in the last 3-4 years, asking general questions about certain things, and they just don't have a clue. They're just not bothered about fish keeping at all. At the point where I was saying to a vet one day, you know, I've got 30 fish tanks, I ain't just got one sick fish. This could travel around, you know, a couple of thousand fish and wipe out my entire fish room if I don't get it sorted. Luckily, temperature and salt sorted it out, so I was lucky that time. But there's people that have got these big fish rooms and stuff, and that have got no help, and that's just a real shame in my eyes. Anyway guys, I'm going to cut it there, and hopefully you're all well and have an awesome week. There'll be a video on Sunday. Thank you all for dropping in. I'll be looking to do some live streams because I think it's something that people might want to be looking into, and I hope you enjoy. So until next time guys, peace out, and I'll see you on the next one.